Hello and welcome everybody, this is Aprilia and thank you for watching my 14th video about playing a center in NBA 2K13. And today I have for you a sort of a commentary with a kind of a surprise at the end. This was the last match of our regular season, and as you can see we played against the mighty Oklahoma City Thunder, so let's see how it goes. Right after winning the jump ball just for a sort of heat check, and I missed my first dunk, so the outlook is not that good.
But when the game's on the line, he can get hot and just bury you. Steve, if you were just going to dream up
1-on-1 free throw,
a machine
not bad,
video game
scoring the
like
first points, and then of course missing the second one.
Durant.
Now, as you can see, in the top left corner, my signature skills that I have bought for this match in preparation for the playoffs is Gatorade, Scrapper that I already had, and I also bought Post Proficiency, Posterizer, and Finisher. And I was really curious to see when some of these actually lit up, because or activated, because as you might remember I told in a previous tip that previous video that the post spin that I like to use a lot actually is buffed or boosted by the post proficiency signature skill, so I really wanted to see if that was actually true. It turns out that it is, and I believe it also boosts the dunk at the end, because it stays lit. The signature skill stays lit quite long. Kevin Durant, of course, as usual, off to his regular on fire performance in the game, but at the beginning, in the first quarter, we can hold our ground. So of course there were quite a lot of silly moves even at the beginning. Brandon Jennings, as you will see, didn't really feel it in this match. However, Durant and everybody on the Oklahoma City Thunder was, or at least seemed to have the dead eye and I don't know, 100% shot in traffic and 100% shot 3-point attributes and signature skills, but at the beginning, yeah, we had our ground, so it was head to head. You see Posterizer, there's nothing wrong with that signature skill, it lights up alright, and actually, as you will see in a later match, in my next video, the best part about Posterizer is the +5 stamina that it gives you after a successful dunk. The next 3-pointer from Kevin Durant is already at 27 points, mind you, in the first quarter, so it was time to get a bit tougher with the blocks. And it became quite obvious at the beginning, as just look at that, right back at us with the block, and closing off the first quarter, of course, with a nice dunk. So it doesn't look good, and in fact it looks quite bad, although we are head to head with the Thunder. It became quite obvious at the beginning that I had to match the performance of Kevin Durant, because otherwise we would have zero chance. If that is possible in any way, I mean matching the performance of Durant. And as you can see, the second quarter began with a 2-minute run around, 0 points, or I don't know, 2 points scored, and we were just running up and down the court, Benny Hill style. Ooh, I got a rebound. And finally, like I said, it was up to me to break the ice and actually start scoring points for our team, because everybody was crap. And of course, for some strange reason, it became my task to guard Kevin Durant, but I didn't really hate it because I had a chance to actually extinguish his own fire. Attribute, and it seemed alright. I mean, I I have to say, I could basically just turn him off. As you can hear, the commentator also say that, well, he's forcing things a bit. And then, again, it was time to take matters into my own hand. And also, by the way, although I'm not a star in my team, because well, I guess I have to be 80 average to become a star. At least that's when it happened on the PS3. They are already starting to double team me, so I take that as a compliment. Again, Brandon Jennings with an excellent shot selection. While on the other hand, of course, shooting in traffic was zero problem. Actually, keep an eye out for Kevin Martin in this match, as well as Kevin Durant. So the Kevin family came to play. But so did I, thankfully. One of the good things, one of the few good things was that actually whoever was guarding me, even Sergi Baca, couldn't really contain me. So I'm guessing that the post proficiency skill works. However, that doesn't mean that he cannot score, of course, showing us how it's done. But, you know, we'll get back soon. And just count the offensive rebounds here. That's the second one. Look, I'm boxing him out, and he he pushes me out the court. But it's of course no foul, so after the third offensive rebound we finally get the defensive rebound. But then on the next possession, of course, why not let them just basically open lane to the basket. Actually, I do believe that in this game Brandon Jennings only scored on my assists. I had quite a few assists at the end of the game, but yeah, he couldn't find the bottom of the basket for the life of him. So he sucked, basically, in this match. At least he could pass.
Great job of just being aggressive and taking it straight at them. Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City.
And then of course, after finally we kind of turned off Kevin Durant, then Russell Westbrook came to play as well, with a three-pointer as well.
Now presented by Sprint.
Hello and welcome. With playoff seeds hanging in the balance, let's recap the first half for you. Oklahoma City up on top against Milwaukee. Hitting their free throws at a high percentage has been a key factor for them. An unbelievable display by Kevin Durant. He's absolutely exploded, racking up the points, been getting to the rim, been getting to the line, and a great shooting percentage from both. And midway through, the Bucks are still alive. Missed free throws, all too common thus far. You have to be able to punish a team for fouling you. Brandon Jennings hasn't made much of an impact so far. His shot has been hitting everything but the net. He just hasn't found the mark. That's it for us here in the studio. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
That's 10 of their last 12 points
And then
in the paint area.
everything went wrong in the second quarter. Just like with that rebound. I mean, come on. I actually found that no matter what your attribute is for rebounding, I mean, at this in this match, I had 96 defensive rebounds out of 99. Okay, I didn't have that much dunk. Although for posterizer, I did have to increase my stats, my standing dunk to 90. But an alley-oop is made by two guys, the one giving the pass and the one receiving. So even though, like I said, I had 90 standing dunk, and just look at that. On the other hand, they are ooping it from the 3-point line, and they make it. Okay, no problem. So 96 defensive rebounding and 90 standing dunk. Still missing dunks, and still not getting defensive rebounds with Scrapper and 96 defensive rebounding. So in fact, if you don't box the opponent out, you will not get the rebound, no matter what your attributes are. Actually, the two things that were killing us in this match were the 3-pointers, of course, and the fast breaks, because yeah, they seem to be, I mean, Russell Westbrook, of course, and Kevin Durant is a tall guy, Russell Westbrook is a quick guy. But come on, Monte Ellis and Brandon Jennings are not exactly slow either, so how can they beat us in fast breaks? And again, Brandon Jennings with a perfect shot selection.
Jefferson kicks to Martin. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Offensive rebound. Jones.
And again, we get out rebounded. But this was the moment when the red mist fell. And just look at that layup. Unfortunately, on a PC, of course, laybacks are bugged. A bit of volleyball there. Again, with like 3 offensive rebounds from their part. Anyway, so, and the shot in traffic at the end. So the layup that you saw was actually, it's one of the free layup packages, the classic one. So of course it was the Dr. J layup. And finally making an alley-oop. And then immediately dropping the ball. So this is one of those things that you cannot really do anything about. Them, however, I mean, come on. Martin dunking in traffic. Okay, that's what he's known for in real life. And again, 96 defensive rebounding, and I'm scared of the ball. Dropping it again, but luckily Dunleavy picks it up, and yeah, I don't know, so the ball must have spikes, or it must be like scorching hot or something, because I really don't want to touch it on rebounds, it seems. But then it's time to dominate with the posterizer skills. Brandon Jennings, his unusual serve today, like I said.
It's back to Jennings. 6 on the shot clock.
Kind of clueless. And the animations for a clueless player are quite good in 2K13, I must say.
Here's Thunder. Working on Ibaka. Here's Thunder.
And this is, forgive my saying, this is about when it starts to turn into a who has a bigger dick competition between me and the Oklahoma City Thunder as a whole.
And Dallenberg pulls it down. Dallenberg's got 4 rebounds in this game. Fades and shoots. That doesn't go either for
At the moment they do.
Thunder have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. And Durant
But the game is not over yet.
45 points for Kevin Durant.
He is just eating this team alive with his offense. It's been a matchup nightmare.
Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for Lamb. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for the Bucks.
On a side note about the defensive rebounding, and just this is what I mean. I mean, come on.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your
Really
will
okay.
against the defender.
So, on a side note to defensive rebounding and scrapper, I have to be honest. I mean, I did get a lot of rebounds. So of course, this is one of the things that is really hard to simulate in a game. I mean, if I did get, or if I would have got all the defensive rebounds or all the rebounds that I wasn't in position for, then I would have had like 30 rebounds. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Although it's just the thing is that it's very unlikely. So actually, looking back at the end of the match, I mean, my rebounding was okay with the numbers that I got. The only problem actually was that I was the only one getting rebounds on my team. Again, Kevin Durant shot in traffic. And to be honest, there's no problem with it, because yeah, he's at 51 points. And we have almost the whole fourth quarter coming up, or still left. So I don't really have a problem with it, unlike what I said with, again, some highlights in this match. So, like I said in the Kobe Bryant video earlier, I don't have a problem with the players scoring tons of points, because honestly, my player will score a lot as well. And if I don't know, Kevin Durant is completely capable of scoring 50 plus points, just like Steph Curry, who of course had this 52-point career game just very recently. So there's nothing wrong with that. The thing is that you know, when Kevin Durant is making all the shots, then he should be making all the shots. So if he scores 50, then the score should be 50 if he made all the shots. But the problem is, as you can see, I mean, in the All-Star game, where they said that it's very usual, I mean, it's very common to have like 150-point games, and the final score in the All-Star game was like, I don't know, 105 to 110 or something like that. And in this match, we are already at 143. I mean, yeah, it can happen in real life as well, again, but you know, so how do you fit in that many points into 48 minutes? I mean, if Kevin Durant is scoring like 60 and everybody else is scoring 60, then when did they have the time to make all those shots? Anyway, to the surprise that I promised, at the end, we of course made it to the playoffs, but better still, I got to make my signature shoe, even though I did not become MVP. Now, just some tips that I found about the shoes. At least they work on the PC, and it might be an exploit, but hey, we don't get the patch, so I would say it's kind of justified. Is that if you get the endorsement but don't actually make the shoe, so you skip going into the innovation kitchen and make a backup save, and then go into the innovation kitchen by viewing this endorsement, you can actually just reload that save and go to the kitchen multiple times. So you can actually make a lot of shoes, all the shoes that the console versions have. However, even though at the end, after creating the shoe, I enabled Nike Plus, it never replayed in any of my following matches. So I believe that the attribute boost is of course not there either during the match. So it's pretty pointless, at least it was for me. However, there are a few cases when actually a shoe can be still useful, even though it sort of turns off in matches. and this is when you want to buy dunk packages or you want to buy certain signature skills. Because if you make a shoe and you equip it, you get the attribute boost during or between matches. So when you put it on, you get the +5 dunk, for example, and then you can buy the dunk package and it stays equipped even if the shoe kind of turns off. So that's the only actual benefit that you get from these shoes, at least the ones that I did. So thank you everybody for watching my 14th video. I hope you endured my commentary. It's not really my style, as you saw, and I hope you found the shoe tips a bit useful, and I hope you like the shoes. Actually, this foam stuff is one of the better ones that you can actually build, in my opinion, better looking ones. And I hope to see you next time.
So your Duncan Hines is irrelevant. Woo! Lambo, Mercy, Lago, she go wherever I go, wherever we go, we do it pronto. It's like.